You're listening to the Australian Army Training and Doctrine podcast.
I'm at the Royal Military College, Duntroon, and I'm sitting here with Staff Cadet Alice Brabazon. Staff Cadet Brabazon, you are very close to graduation and commissioning as a lieutenant in the Australian Army. Are you able to tell our listeners about what made you decide to join the Australian Army and become an officer?
So my motivation to join the Army came from my previous job, where I worked with both DFAT, Defence and all three services. And I realised the Army was the right fit for me, with the personnel and the career opportunities that it afforded me.
How did you find the transition from civilian life to life at the Royal Military College?
I think the transition for most people is initially quite a shock. I mean, they talk about a shock of capture, and definitely within the first week, most cadets will definitely experience that. There's a lot of yelling, a lot of stamping around. It's quite regimental, which is intentional to try and turn us from civilians into soldiers. So the first transition would have been a shock, but luckily we had a very good support network with all the other cadets. And once we got out to Majura training area, where we conduct our initial cadet training, we were able to bond together in our section groups and slowly be able to develop the soldiering skills that we needed to progress from third class into second class.
Can you describe what the daily routine is for a cadet in third, second or first class whilst they're here at the Royal Military College?
So in regards to daily routine, Reveille is around 6:15 in the morning, so where we conduct a roll call, and from there we either conduct some PT in the morning, we have breakfast in the mess. Mondays we'll have a full inspection known as BC Day, which can be quite nerve-wracking for some people because they normally get quite a few correctives. Or Fridays we conduct CO's parade, and then throughout the day it's either lessons, which are done in the lecture theatre, followed by syndicate groups, which is like small group learning, and then we'll often do afternoon PT with our club sport. So I'm in the rowing club, I'm the president of the rowing club, so we head out to the rowing sheds and we row on Lake Burley Griffith on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Otherwise, we might also have night lectures. It's pretty varied, and the program has a relatively high tempo, so it definitely keeps the cadets busy. And then Saturdays, we normally finish around midday on Saturday, and the weekends hours after that. So within third class, a lot of your time for the first 8 weeks is spent out doing initial cadet training. It's a pretty full-on training package where we learn basic soldiering skills, as well as being able to work as a section, and being able to both conduct weapons handling and basic training, which is culminated with a field phase. Within second class, that's probably the biggest jump, particularly that I found, both academically as well as with the tempo of the program. So we're introduced to a tutoring package as well as to platoon level command. The most demanding phase of second class is definitely exercise Shaggy Ridge that we completed after DefOps, which is a big highlight for most people. Well, completing it's definitely a highlight. And then within first class, it's really preparation to become an officer in the Australian Army. So we're afforded a lot more freedom, we have a lot more free time, but most of that is generally still taken up with study. And our training packages are more complex, so we're introduced to combat level tutoring, particularly within company sizes, as well as being able to do stability operations, which is the highlight that most people look forward to doing. And next week we'll be heading out to St George to be doing stability operations in the field.
Before you mentioned the field phases for each of the classes, a lot of the learning of a young trainee officer occurs in the field environment. Can you explain to the listeners what this involves?
So the development of our field craft begins in third class. We learn our soldiering skills, which is basic use of all of our section weaponry, being the F-88, F-89 and GLA. And then from there it moves into commanding a section, understanding navigation and being able to give section level orders. In second class and in first class we command platoon size. So with different assets, often we have transport assets or engineers, and so from there we're learning from the theory lessons we've received at the college, we're being able to implement that knowledge to be able to lead our platoon through various tasks. One of the most complex parts of the field training exercises is our quick decision tasks. So we will be tested at our ability to make a decision quickly and be able to provide succinct orders to allow our platoon to execute the mission successfully.
It sounds like staff cadets have quite a busy time here at the Royal Military College. Are there opportunities for social and sporting activities?
There are many opportunities for social and sporting opportunities at the college. Our companies all hold dining-in nights, which are an occasion for the company, so first, second, third class, as well as the staff, to all come together in our mess and have dinner together, have a few drinks, and then we have sort of mess games afterwards, which are an important tradition that are part of the RMC mess. We also hold many different mess functions throughout the year. So we previously had one after the first class cadets received their corps. It's important for us to be able to have the mess as a place for staff cadets to be able to socialise and relax together, as well as each company has their own common room. In regards to sporting events, there's very active sports clubs within the college, and it's important that we're involved in sports because they're able to facilitate leadership outside the battlefield, and also without having a more relaxed environment. Often the staff are also engaged in the sporting clubs, and it's a good way to get to know lots of different cadets within the college that you wouldn't normally interact with.
What has been the highlight of your time at the college?
I think I've had two main highlights at the college. The first one was probably Monday night when we finally received the corps that we'll be going to. So I was fortunate to receive the Australian Intelligence Corps. It's been a long wait for most staff cadets. For advocates, it's been more than 4 years, and for us, it's 18 months of really hoping that we'll be able to be placed in a corps that's suitable and that we want to go to. So it was a big relief for most of us. I think the other real highlight that we had was Exercise Bardia, which second class cadets go on. We went to 3 Brigade in Townsville, and we were able to see all the brigade and visit different units and have an understanding of how the Army operates outside RMC, which is important to us as most people haven't had previous exposure to that.
Finally, what does the future hold in store for you after you graduate in December?
So I'll be moving to Brisbane to 7 Combat Signals Regiment, looking forward to be a Signals Troop Leader, and from there, after I've done my Regi time, I'll be moving to the Australian Intelligence Corps. I hope for the first 3 years at least that I'll be able to learn a lot from the Australian Signals Regiment and be able to command my troop through both field exercises and back in the barracks and learn my trade, but as well as be able to help foster the development of the regiment itself and development of my team.
Staff Cadet Alice Brabazon, thank you very much. This is Major Mick Cook reporting from the Royal Military College, Duntroon.
This podcast is produced by the Australian Army and is copyright the Commonwealth of Australia.